that's just the realness of what's going to happen. Hello lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about something that I absolutely love. It is wedding planning. All things wedding planning, all things how to make it happen, right here in my top 10 tips of planning a wedding. Short disclaimer though, I am not a wedding event planner, I am not an event coordinator. Everything that I'm going to be saying is speaking from experience, because last September I had the wedding of my dreams and it would not have been possible if I didn't follow these 10 tips. So I thought I'll whack them together and bring them to you of how I planned my wedding of my dreams. Tip number one, it is your day. Like, there's so many people that will jump in with ideas. There's so many people who will say to you, this is what I did, this is what I did, I think you should do this, I think you should do that. But you always have to remember that first and foremost, this is your wedding day. Like, don't ever look back and think, oh, I really wish this person didn't tell me to do this. Have your personality shine through, everything that you like, everything that you love, invite who you want. It is your wedding day. You should be able to have full reign. Every single person will tell you so many different things, and everyone's like, oh, you're getting married. If they're already married, they're going to tell you their little spin on things. Everybody suddenly becomes a wedding planning expert, which is actually quite ironic that I am doing this, because it's kind of the same thing, but you get what I'm trying to do. You get that I'm trying to help. Tip number two, super important that you do this extremely early on. Know your budget. Now, I know with weddings, like, you can literally spend so much money, and the minute you put wedding in front of anything, the price literally doubles. Like, it is horrific. Even getting like a wedding car, if it was prom, it was like X amount of money. For a wedding, it was like double that. And it's literally just because there's so much money in weddings. Everybody is going to take every single penny they can from you. Like, that's just the realness of what's going to happen. But if you know your budget well in advance, it means that you can actually plan where you want to spend your money, what you want to spend it on, what you want to prioritize it on. You also know how much, like, you'll save if you kind of did things yourself or maybe asked a friend to help out. As long as you know how much money you've got to play with, it just makes everything so much easier, so much more straightforward, and just gives you a way better wedding planning experience, that you're not stressing about money like all the time because you know where your means are. Tip number three, we had a wedding spreadsheet, and literally in that spreadsheet we had what we were paying for, what date that we were supposed to pay for it, how much we'd already paid. Because what you'll find when you're planning your wedding is that everybody wants little chunks of money all the way through. You know, you had to have like your wedding venue deposit 6 months before, you had to have like all of it paid 2 months before, you had to have like 50% of it paid by 4 months before. So there's always like different dates, different times, different amounts that you always have to make sure that you're on top of, otherwise like you can lose out. By having that spreadsheet, we literally had like all of that stuff in. Venue cost, the total cost of the venue, what dates everything needed paying. So literally we just fired up the spreadsheet and made sure that we knew exactly where we were across the whole thing. And then again, like, back to the other point, like, once you've kind of put all of your kind of timescales, your finances into a spreadsheet, it just helps you decide again where you want to spend your money. But also I found the spreadsheet like helped me think about what I was having in the wedding, i.e. invitations, order of services if you're doing that, like all of these different things. The spreadsheet is the greatest thing you will ever have for your wedding. Point number four is choose your theme early on. And the reason I say this is because nobody likes an indecisive bride. Like, if you're swapping and changing your mind all the time, like, it just gets extremely annoying. So just choose at the start exactly what it is you want, because as well as that, it means that you can actually again get ahead of the planning, get ahead of the ideas, get ahead of everything. You can have that Pinterest board, you can build it all up, put it in your spreadsheet, know what it is you need for your theme, and it just makes your life so much easier. When you're thinking of like your wedding theme, think about like what colors you want, what time of year you want, because that like dictates so much. Because even for us, when we chose our venue and we chose our time of year, we had to always remember then this is Britain, like this is Wales. Like, is it gonna rain? Possibly. So does my venue accommodate the rain and the sunshine? Like, have a think about all that. When you decide your wedding theme early, it means then that obviously your venue and like everything else that is like surrounding your wedding day can kind of get planned and thought out well in advance. So it's not like, oh my gosh, what do I even want? Point number 5 is make decisions early. It saves you stress, like it gives you more time to do like anything DIY. But for me, the biggest thing would be it saves you so much money if you just know what you want, when you want it, buy it straight away. Point number 6. Now this actually could be one of the most important points of this whole video. This point is, do not compromise at all on photographers and or videographers, because what you have to remember is, as incredible as this day has been, when you go to sleep at night, that is it. The only thing you ever have to look back on are photos, and if they're not good or if they're not what you wanted and they're not what you like, then it is so sad. If there's one thing that you actually put your money towards, like, it is that. It is so worth it because it's the only thing you have to look back on. And as well as that, just like a side kind of note of that, make sure that like you actually get on with the photographers and you have like a good vibe. We were all on the same page, we all knew what, like, how she worked, what we wanted, like that really helped. Also, a side note, again, decide well in advance all the pictures you want, have it in a list, tick. Doing that then means that you can kind of have everything that you wanted, so you don't like look back on your day and go, oh, I really wish I had a picture with this person. Point number 7, super important. Every single person that comes to your wedding is a foodie, right? Like, even if they're not like into food, they will be on your wedding day. Please, like, do not compromise on good quality food. The amount of weddings I've been to before, and the only thing people have got to say about it is there wasn't enough food, they were hungry, the food was disgusting. Like, literally, people always remember the food. You know, is it nice? Are you going to give them options, or are they just going to have a set meal? Is that set meal nice in general, that people can enjoy it, but at the same time, like, it's not like, I don't know, Mexican, that like maybe your nan is not going to enjoy. But as well as that, like, think about when they're eating. Obviously, a wedding day is a long day. Like, for everybody, it's a long day. So if you're getting married at like 1 o'clock, they're not gonna have lunch. If you're not then eating until like 5, 6 o'clock, they are gonna be so hungry. So you have to think about like when you're actually eating. So for us, we actually had like Welsh cakes, which is like a really lovely like Welsh kind of like cakey, I don't even know what a Welsh cake is. It's like a snack, like a biscuit / cake. We had those like after our wedding ceremony. We actually let people know what time they were eating as well. So if they wanted to stop off in like a fast food restaurant on the way, they had the option to do that. Literally, I would not stress enough, you do not want like hungry wedding guests, because literally they remember. Point number 8, we're almost there. We've talked about Spreadsheet. This is more like your wedding week plan. Literally from the Monday all the way to the Friday, with everything in it. Who's picking up the dress on what day, to what time does this cake need picking up, or what time is Carys gonna get her nails and eyelashes done. Like, literally we had everything on there just so everybody knew where everybody was across that wedding week. But again, it also helps you think about what needs doing in that week run up to your wedding. There was so many different things that we literally crammed into that wedding week, we called it. We actually recorded it, vlogged it, the whole thing over on the Morgan's YouTube channel, which is my family's personal channel. Like, I'll link that video as well in the description below. But as well as that, like, it helps you think about what it is that you want to do as a bride and groom. Because like for me, picking up my wedding dress was not something that was like deep to me, wasn't something that I really wanted to do myself. So like I delegated that to my mother. Like, same as like picking up like order of services that needed to be collected, like we passed that on to somebody as well. So it just helps you think about what it is that you need to do in that week and who you can kind of push those jobs to. Super super helpful. Number 9. We've talked about the wedding week. We've talked about the wedding planning spreadsheet. This is the wedding day set list. Like literally from the moment you wake up to who's having their hair done where, who's having their makeup done where, who's at the church maybe to open up, who's kind of going to the wedding venue to make sure all that's fine if that's what you want to do. What time's your car arriving? Who knows? Head to the wedding set list. Literally like plan that stuff out. Does it stay like on track, on schedule? No, it is your wedding day. At least that set list meant that we had some kind of structure, some kind of plan for what that day was going to look like. At the same time though, I wouldn't say that you should be in control of the set list. Yes, you should be in control in terms of like you kind of put it all together, but give it to somebody else to boss, because the last thing you want to be doing on your wedding day is being project manager. Point number 10, be true, be real, be authentic, be yourself. Like literally, I cannot stress that point enough. There is nothing worse than looking back at your wedding and being like, why the heck did I make that person wear that? Why the heck did I do this? That is just not me. What? Actually, there's so many brides that I know that look back at their wedding day and like hate their makeup, hate their hair, regret fake tanning because they don't fake tan. Think about like, who are you? What elements of you do you want to bring out? It is your day. You're the one that has to look back at this. You don't want to be walking down the aisle and your husband being like, who is this? Just be real to yourself, be true to yourself, be who you are, do whatever works for you. Probably the most important thing. Side note as well on that, super important to have a Pinterest board. Like gives you so much inspiration, but at the same time, don't be so overwhelmed thinking that you need everything. That is also the tendency. Have a Pinterest board, but don't get overwhelmed. Be true to yourself. Like what is it that reflects you, reflects who you are, all of that lovely wedding-y beautiful stuff. And I have got a little bonus point. So I think it's really important that like you make time to spend like with each other, because me and Ben in the run up to the week of the wedding, we had so many people around us like the whole time that we never really got time like me and him. And literally the first time we had like a proper conversation in that whole period in the run up to the wedding was in the car after the ceremony on the way to have our pictures done. It was kind of like, hey, how are you? How's your week been? Like it was like crazy in all of the planning, in all of the excitement, in all of everything from the hen do's to the stag do's, all of that awesome stuff that takes place. Like make sure you make time for each other because it is so special. So yeah, those are my top 10 tips for planning your wedding. Again, they're only from my experience. I am not a wedding planner or a wedding coordinator, but if you want to know anything more, then please pop your questions in the comments below and I will try my best to answer them. If you want more from me, then please subscribe to my channel below, and if you want a more everyday kind of vibe, then head to my Instagram and follow me over on there. Have a great day, guys. Bye.